What's good, Plumboro? I'm Drew Barto, alongside my co-host, Mike Devine.
What's going on?
And Justin Newman.
Yo, yo.
And show producer, the one and only Big Cat.
Good evening.
We aim to entertain and educate more than 3 Plum residents by debating some of the trending topics in the borough, from school board and council happenings to business openings, conspiracy theories, and everything in between. Welcome to the Sour Plums podcast, friends. Now, last week, I made a note a couple times that Big Cat and Mike had both said things a little bit off. And after we reviewed the tape and reviewed the audio after the fact, turns out I was right. Big Cat did, in fact, say ambulance.
I knew as soon as I said it, my eyes started rolling. I knew you were going to get me.
And we had to go. It was soft, but we did go back to the tape, and it was clear that Mike said, chia. Chia.
It wasn't soft, in my opinion. It was clear.
And of course, myself and Newman, we were perfect throughout
As
the
you
entire
know.
episode. Yeah, we didn't miss speak at all.
I'm watching both
Let's,
of you.
let's,
now.
not get carried away.
All
We're not
right,
going to be on high alert, Drew, because they're definitely going to look out for this.
for sure. As everybody listening,
100%.
Newman,
100%.
I got to ask you because Mike and I have our segments here. You're the newest co-host. Are we looking at a segment that you produce here pretty soon?
I think we are. I have the name for it. I just have to suss out how I'm going to put it all together.
Are you going to keep us waiting on the name? I think you maybe should, right?
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth the wait. I promise.
All right, fellas, what are we drinking tonight?
So this was the last pour of this bottle of Makers that I had, and I just realized it is French barreled, which I didn't even know the whole bottle's gone
Ooh
now.
la la.
Yeah, I don't know what it
It's so
means, but
fancy.
it's pretty delicious.
I was going to ask that question. Like, no way he knows what that means. But he can
No,
read. He can read.
It said French barreled. Didn't look it up yet. No idea what it means, but it's good.
Justin,
A little pineapple Ciroc and water.
nice. Big Cat.
I'm drinking Lipton iced tea that I stirred myself. And I'm also taking a shot of Crown Royal Peach every 10 minutes or every time Drew makes me laugh, whichever comes first.
Oh, I like this.
Good. I like that idea. This is you're gonna be a little bit drunk after this. And I'm drinking, I think the same thing I drank last time, 79 Reasons by Dancy Gnome and Lavery. It's a collaboration. I'm on the app. I don't know if anybody knows Untapped, the beer app.
Friend me on Untapped. I'm on there. I'm also
Are you
on
on there?
I am. I'm
How
also
do
on
we take
MySpace.
this long to find that? I'm MySpace.
You're
Anyway,
not in the
that's-
top 8.
I'm not in the top 8. All right, guys, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you to Continental Comb, Tresco Concrete, the Jen Mascaro Real Estate Team, and the Lulo's Pizzeria. Continental Comb Barbershop, a traditional barbershop servicing the area since 1973. Up to date on all the new styles and cuts. Call 412-795-7555 and mention Sour Plums for $5 off any service.
Tresco Concrete, the best concrete products on the market. Ready-mix concrete delivered to your door, guaranteed to get hard or your money back. And as always, their concrete is all natural, no supplements, and always 100% Viagra-free.
The Jen Mascaro team proudly supports the Sour Plums podcast. When it comes to selling your home promptly and at peak value, look no further than the expertise of the Jen Mascaro team. With over a decade of industry experience, we guarantee to guide you seamlessly through the process. For personalized assistance, contact us at 412-607-6318 or email jen.mascaro@cbrealty.com.
The Lulo's Pizzeria, serving up quality food, good grace, and burnt pizza since 2016. Local and woman-owned, located at 415 Unity Center Road in Plum. Call 412-795-1229 and mention Sour Plums for 10% off your order of $10 or more. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're going to jump right into Plum Problems. This first one, this was a good one. By the time this comes out and everybody listens, it's going to be probably close to 2 weeks old. But I still don't know if it was real or not. But on the Plum community page, clearly a one-night stand was aired out. And I don't know the way she wrote it, if it was meant to be funny or if she was legit concerned that this gentleman of the evening left his personal belongings behind. But it was gold. The comments were gold.
Mike, can you explain a little more just so everybody fully understand if they didn't see it? I did see it. I still am under the opinion that it was a joke of somebody played, but maybe I'm wrong.
It was a fantastic joke. If it is fantastic, I screenshotted the entire thing because I knew we were going to bring this up.
Wait, hold on. What was the lady's name? I want to pull it up and read some of the comments.
Alicia Langell.
Alisha.
No, Alicia. Alicia. Langll. While you're doing that, I can read the post. It says, "This might be a long shot, but does anybody know a Ramin Fishandi? I think that's how you spell it. LOL. We met the other night, and he forgot some things at my apartment a couple of evenings ago, and I never got his phone number to track him down. Can anyone help me? TIA," which means thanks in advance.
So clearly, one night stand. It's plain as day. But
How do you know he left his stuff on her nightstand?
I don't think that's what we're talking about here.
I guess to me, that's the question. The first question is, how funny is that? But do you really think she's airing out her dirty laundry like that on Facebook, or is this a joke? Right? Is she real? B, is this like an Ashley B. Decker situation from political season? Fake username, fake everything, just something to get laughs out of people and get us talking about it on our very popular podcast.
Over 500 people will hear this.
That's true. More than 3, at least.
Upon further review, she does post frequently in the Plum community page. She was added October 30th, 2023, and she's posted one other time besides this last post. So she has.
What were those
3
guys'
posts.
names?
Her other question was best buffalo chicken salad in Plum, and then this one.
Oh,
I'm so skeptical.
Some of the top comments though. I hope we're invited to the gender reveal party. I LOL at that one. From the one and only Mario Francesco, poor Ramin is at home with his wife and kids watching all of this.
The best part is he came in and it was like, I'm following this.
A very popular woman in the community wrote, "Oh man, I've left my dignity at apartments before. He doesn't want it back. Promise."
And you're not going to name names, are you, Mike?
We would never do that.
No, but
this podcast.
They may or may not join us later tonight.
Oh, okay. That's a hint.
That's called foreshadowing.
Here's a great one. Wow, not a post about speeding, DG, or garbage pickup, which I, for one, was a fan of. That we didn't talk about that in the Plum community page. So, yeah. This was one of the few posts that people embraced, followed, a lot of comments, and we want to know what happens. What's season 2 going to bring us?
Can we get a follow up?
And just to think, Mike, you wouldn't have been able to see this post just a few months ago.
That's just a few weeks ago. I had to beg and plead, sign my life away, but I am back.
And it was worth it after this post.
I am back.
That's all you'll say. You're trying to play it safe.
Exactly.
So for those who didn't, just so those listening who aren't familiar with following this, it's on the Plum community page. There's a bunch of Plum pages. So Plum community page, right?
Yes, Plum community.
All right.
Moving on. Home run or All-Star break was last week. Good All-Star game. Paul Skeens got to start. He's first rookie in a while to have a start, especially for the Pirates. Yeah, and I don't know that the Pirates have ever had a rookie start. But that's actually not what I want to talk about. Home run derby was the night before, and Lily had a basketball game, so I didn't get to watch the beginning of the home run derby, but we went to dinner afterwards. Their derby was well underway at this point. We're watching and started looking at Facebook, and the national anthem was absolutely butchered that night. Came out, I think, the next day or 2 days later that the singer was intoxicated and has since checked herself into rehab, which, good for her. But still, that was one of the worst since Roseanne Barr. It was bad.
I think it's one of those ones in the moment that everybody's texting each other, group chats where everybody's talking about, turn this on. What are we talking about? Yeah. It's like, you're amazed this is happening. And then you realize once you saw that the next day, or I think it was the next day, that she was drunk and she has a problem. You start to feel a little bad. I don't know the artist personally. I don't know if you guys knew the artist before that rendition, but I don't know. That was rough. I do feel bad for her, but in the moment, it was certainly entertaining to everybody watching.
The players' faces as they were going around on the little stars they were standing on were priceless. They were like, "What the fuck?" So,
ironically enough, my cousin sent me a text message about it, and he's a singer, and he was like, "This is awful. Like, this is really bad." And he found out later that he realized he went to school with her. Like they both went to Berkeley
Oh,
College
wow.
of Music, and they had classes together. And he was like, "She can really sing. I don't know what happened." And he felt bad, and I was like, "You can't feel bad for pointing out that somebody sounded terrible. Like you're just being honest in the moment." And then the next day when that came out, he was like, "Okay, I understand why now. I don't feel as bad anymore, but that's bad."
Yeah.
Fun fact: if you want to hear Justin sing the national anthem opening day for PBSA, he gets told with 20 seconds notice, "Hey, you're singing this one. Go."
It's great.
No
It's
way.
great.
Do you have a recording of this?
Yes.
Oh
Boy.
Well, I definitely want to hear this. This is gonna be played on the show.
Oh boy.
Maybe that's best case scenario for her, that she was. It's bad that she has a problem. She has to go get help.
Yeah.
But at least she's not just a bad singer, you know?
Do we think that's a cop
Like
out?
when Fergie messed up the national anthem at the basketball game,
She owned
she
it.
wasn't intoxicated.
She owned it, and she said it was
She
not
was just-
good.
She was just doing her. Who said it was not good?
She did. She admitted it later. She was like, "Okay, I tried something new and it didn't work."
Oh yeah.
I think Ingrid is her name, Ingrid Anders or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope she gets the help she needs and
God
comes
bless.
back and sings
Never.
well next time. Or never again. Either way.
I think she needs a redo. I think she really needs a comeback story. I think
Yeah.
her coming back is going to be like a good comeback story, and it's going to get her a lot of attention and a lot of album sales.
Tell me you wouldn't watch that, right? If you
Oh,
knew
I
she
would
was
absolutely see it again.
100%.
You have
That
to.
is must see TV.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One more thing moving on. I did not give this one to you guys because I didn't know if I was going to bring it up or not. But I want to talk about it briefly, and I don't want to go into a lot of detail so people start hitting each other or stop listening. But in the last 24 hours, President Biden's dropped out of the race. And we don't have to get real political, but initial thoughts on that.
Justin?
Probably a good thing for the Democratic Party because people were not in favor of him. Most of the arguments you hear, it's I don't want either one, or one is just as bad as the other, or etc. Well, now there's a whole new option out there, which I think opens the door, but I think it's going to have a lot of negative connotations because one, it's a woman. Two, she's a person of color. So people are going to have all kinds of things to say about that. But I think it's a good thing for the Democratic Party and for those people that were saying, one is just as bad as the other. So I think it's a fresh start. I think it's a little late in the game, but who knows?
But
Yeah.
I think, too, like the Democrats have a real opportunity right now to put somebody out there to draw votes from the other side. I don't think they're going to take that opportunity, but they have that chance right now. And I think she's not the one who's going to draw votes from the other side. Like they're just 100% against her. But we are at a point in this election right now that they could put somebody out there to win in a landslide, and it's not going to happen.
Who in a landslide, Mike? Who would you say? I'm interested to see because I think this is at least. I'll say this: there's at least enthusiasm on the Democratic side. We were coasting into. I'll say we. Fuck it, everybody knows I'm a Democrat.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to understand. Like the reality was setting in. Like holy shit, we're done.
Yeah,
Like it was setting in, and now there's life. Like and I think it sparked the youth voters. I saw a poll today. It sparked Black and Latino voters. So those aren't inconsequential, right? Those are significant when you're talking about a few percentage points.
Yeah, I think Justin nailed it when he said that people were, and this is on both sides, not just not just the Democrat side. Both sides, people are like, I don't like either one, but I'm going to vote for the lesser of two evils, which we should never say about a presidential election ever.
Yeah,
but we have been. I did a little bit of research last night, just kind of looking up different candidates who I thought might have a chance. One that I think already appeals to both sides, who's already working with both sides, and I don't know how to say his last name, but it's Paul. Was it Buttigieg? If they put him up, we'll learn how to say it then. Right now, it's not that important. But
Buttigieg. I'm just throwing out names now. I don't fucking know. I'm just fucking throwing out. PDB. Oh, PD.
But regardless, he's somebody who's already working across both sides. He's not 175 years old. He's young. It would be great if they put him up, see what happens. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I think the VP pick is going to be important, so that whatever that happens, I mean, it's going to be important to getting there. You're going to get some votes and lose some votes depending on who you pick there. So that's going to be pretty important. I like how Mike just doesn't prepare us for a
very important topic,
like the most serious topic we've probably ever discussed on this show, and he doesn't even tell us we're going to do it. We have no preparation.
Well, we've talked about BLTs. Hold on.
We have. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Second most. Maybe second or third. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll prepare next time. I think here's the thing about we talk about this show locally and on a national level as we get closer to that time, that topic's going to come up. We're adults. We can have those conversations. We can bring on people in the political arena onto this show, and we will be doing that as we approach. I mean, that's safe to say that we'll do that, right, Mike?
Yeah, we already have one lined up.
Yeah.
We want to wait till closer to the election.
Yeah. So this is what the show's for. So we're adults. We can handle it all. We're not going to be mad at each other. We have different opinions. We have different opinions, but I'll tell you when you're wrong.
You're not going to say it much, but it happens. All right, Drew, tell us what's good in the hood.
Well, Mike, I am happy to be joined tonight by Jen Mascaro. Jen has given back a great deal to the Plum community with her fundraising efforts, which includes working with the Plum Mustang Foundation, which we're all familiar with. When she isn't selling raffle tickets, she's busy selling homes for the Jen Mascaro real estate team. Jen, thank you for joining Sour Plums.
You're welcome.
Jen, can you give our audience more of a brief background on your time in Plum, how long you've been here, and some of the ways in which you've gotten involved to help the community?
So I've been in Plum. I am a 2001 graduate of Plum. My husband is a 99 graduate of Plum, so I've been here my whole life. I got into real estate after I had my kids. Most of you know, 2 of my kids were born with hearing loss, and the toll it was taking on me while I was in corporate America was extremely hard. I was working long hours. We were never seeing our kids. Then we were doing, speech therapy, early intervention, everything under the sun. So I quit corporate America and I got into real estate. So I am very active in our community. I do a lot of volunteer work. I donate a lot of money, to be honest. Anytime somebody approaches me in the Plum community, whether it be football, soccer, lacrosse, I always podcasts.
Mike beat me to it.
I always donate. I just want to be able to support our community the best that I can. And obviously I love some advertising that goes along with it. But like you said, I volunteer with the Plum Mustang Foundation as well. So I've been on that board for about 2 years now since the start.
So Jen, how long have you had the Jen Mascaro real estate team, and can you kind of give a little more background about that and
yeah.
Maybe your expert perspective on the current market in Plum?
So I've been in real estate for 10 years. This is my 10th year. I started a team about 6 years ago, and right now we're an all-female team. Just nothing against you men, but I just like working with women better. There's 7 of us.
Power.
I thought for sure she was going to say, I just don't like men. Okay.
Well, I don't, that too, but... Listen, I have PTSD from the last podcast I was on. I was on a podcast. Do you guys know who Sean Chaney is? He's from Plum.
Yeah.
He has a podcast called Bourbon and Barbells, and I was on this podcast, and these freaking cellar dweller loser men that live in the basement of their mom's house tore me apart. So when Mike asked me to do this, I was like, oh my God. I had to think about it for a couple of days. Yeah, they
Can we get a recap? I'm curious.
They said I was a mouth breather. I'm like, what is don't we all breathe out of our mouths? Yeah. So then I started looking at their tick, and I'm like, okay, this explains it. So yeah, the market in Plum is amazing. Right now there's 28 active listings. So if you're looking in Plum, we haven't had 20 plus listings in a really long time. So we're starting to get some inventory here. The last 6 months, there's been 112 houses sold. So things are moving here. Plum is a great place to live. Probably my favorite place to live, obviously, because I've been here forever.
So some random guy just called me the other day and asked if I wanted to sell my house, and I told him sure for $5 million. And he called me back, and I haven't talked to him yet. You think I'm getting $5 million for my house? No,
not happening. Those are wholesalers. They pretty much cold call everybody and just try to get you to sell their house. They'll give you a lowball offer.
He asked me if it was negotiable. I said not a dime less than $5 million. He called back.
If you get $5
million, take that shit and run.
I will build a duplicate of exactly the same house, but bigger, and then have like $4 million left.
Now, Jen, you did say you have 28 listings or so in Plum right now. It seems to me, as someone who's actively searching, kind of like, obviously the best of the best, the homes that have everything fixed up, they're on the market and they're off the market within, days. The sellers are putting a 2 or 3 day time limit, 48 hours, and they're gone. Do you have any tips for buyers out there right now in this kind of market?
Yeah, so if you're a buyer in this market, it's really important to have an agent that can negotiate on your behalf. If you don't have a good agent that can negotiate for you, you're not going to get a house. We're seeing 10, 20, 30 offers per listing. So if you don't have a good agent on your side, you're not going to get a house. And I really trained my team on really composing the most attractive offer to a seller, because a lot of our first time home buyers in the lower price range, they really can't afford to pay over asking. So there's other ways to make your offers more attractive, but you really need to partner up with an agent that is experienced and knows what they're doing, and honestly is a great negotiator.
It's funny you mentioned attractive. That was my next question. Everyone knows that pools are attractive to home buyers, things like that, right? Are there any types of pools or maybe shapes of pools that are more appealing to the people of Plum? Curious.
Inquiring minds want to know.
True.
Jen.
My pool does not look like a penis.
I didn't see
a bullshit.
a bullshit. I see pictures and I have evidence. Those are going in the on the Facebook page when this airs.
Yeah, we'll post this to the Facebook page, so we'll definitely put a picture of it up.
When Jen's pool was being built, I think she put a picture up, and I sent the picture to Justin. I said, "What do you see?" And he just said, "Yep."
When they first had their Valentine's Day pizza at Lilulo's, I was like, why are they making Jen's pool into a pizza?
Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. You don't see this, but we see this.
So the Facebook post we just talked about was funny. That might have been my favorite Facebook post of that year. Holy shit. Jen, how many comments did it have?
Hundreds.
It was in like the 250s or something, and it just kept going. It was my entertainment for 3 straight days of work.
Wow.
Okay, so to answer your question, yes, pools are more attractive now than they were before, and not just like a dick shape pool. Like, and apparently somebody named their fantasy team after my pool, Mike.
Who?
It was penis poolers, but
But Jen, that was a serious question that everybody derailed. I can't believe that.
Pools are more attractive now than they were before COVID.
Because they look like dicks.
Like a shorter pool or longer?
We're talking girth, or are we talking length? What are we talking here?
We're on the topic of your personal post to get the most engagement. And one of your most recent posts that got a lot of engagement, Jen, was your whole fiasco with the Southwest companion ticket on your vacation. Can you walk us through that? Because that was so entertaining to follow. Your subsequent post too, with you just by yourself and taking all the kids, and your husband's enjoying a flight by himself. Like, had to be a great trip for him. But anyway,
he was sad. Don't let him fool you. He was very sad. He was missing out on hanging out with all 3 of his children and his wife.
So what happened there, Jen?
So with Southwest, you can earn a companion pass depending on how many flights you take or how much money you spend on your credit card. So I have the companion pass, and it's Joe, my husband. So we had a trip booked to Anna Marie Island in Florida. We were flying into Sarasota, Bradenton. And when Southwest changes your flight, you can call and get switched to a different flight for no change fees or whatever. So we had a direct flight. They changed it to have 2 layovers, and I was like, this just isn't going to work with 3 kids. So I called them, and they switched our flights. Well, she forgot to switch the companion. So you have to book your companion separately whenever you book your own flights. So there's 2 different numbers, 2 different confirmation numbers. So the woman on the phone even said to me, I got to make sure I switch your companion. So she thought she was doing that. This was probably like 2 or 3 months ago. So we're laying in bed at the hotel, like maybe 11 o'clock at night. Our flight was set to leave at 6:50 in the morning. And Joe says, why does this say we're leaving at 6 now? And I was like, oh, that's weird. I didn't get a confirmation. So I look at my phone and I was like, no, it still says 6:50. And I was like, oh my God, you're on our first flight, aren't you? And he was like, layover in Baltimore? And I was like, no, Chicago. And he's like, we're not on the same flight. And at first I started panicking, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have fun with this, because we called Southwest. They couldn't get him on our flight. So we had to fly alone, me with the 3 kids, which was honestly fine. The kids just stared at their iPads the whole time. So I started documenting pictures. The first one was of my bed, just nobody in the bed because Joe was gone. He had to get on his flight at 6 o'clock. Then I took a picture of me getting ready, but I was tagging Southwest in all of them. And people were texting me like, are you going to post another update? It had been like an hour.
I couldn't look away. Yeah.
Fantastic.
People were texting me like, post another one. And I was trying, but I couldn't, like, with 3 kids and running through the airport and trying to get our luggage and everything. But It was actually really funny, and it was fine. Joe was fine, I was fine, and we landed at the same time. So, but it was a big mistake on their part, a huge mistake, and they gave us $1,200 back, which was fine because I used my points to book the flights. So they admitted that they were wrong, but yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well, it's good they gave your money back. There's
Some of it.
Some of it, yeah. Well, good, very good. You guys saw that too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of it was when somebody commented, well, maybe you'll get a layover in Tennessee. You can find your AirPods.
Yeah.
That is another Jen Mascaro saga that, if you're not aware of, has been happening for years.
Yeah, so in September, September of 2001, somebody stole my AirPods. So I track them. I watch what they're doing all the time. And I'm pretty sure he's sleeping with the neighbor because he's always at the neighbor's house.
Wow.
I know somebody in Plum
I know
community
that
he might want to meet.
He's married. Stop it, Mike. He's married because I found them on Facebook. I even sent them messages and I said, if you just mail me my AirPods, no questions asked. They never mailed them back.
Won't do it. Jeez.
No, but they're in Nashville. He works at Tyson, so I don't buy any chicken nuggets anymore.
Wow. That's a stance. No,
Yeah,
that's
they're thieves.
This is like a Netflix special.
I bought new AirPods. It's fine.
So, Jen, I don't know if the guys have other questions for me, but I have one more. It's back to real estate related. With all the now vacant buildings along Gold Mile Highway, which one of you handpicked as a location for the Cracker Barrel that you're going to manage? Have you picked this location yet? For sure.
I just to get harassed.
The people of Plum want to know. They love Cracker Barrel.
And they're waiting.
You know what? I should have pulled up all of the messages I got. Somebody tagged me. I think it was Rick Vigno.
It was.
Tagged me in a post. And I got about, I think, 32 or 33 messages from people wanting me to hire them for the Cracker Barrel.
And you said
do
no?
not work
That's
for the Cracker
mean.
Barrel. I'm not hiring. I don't have a location for it. And if I get another message, Mike.
See, Jen, we brought you on here. We gave you a platform to make that be known to the community that you are not part of Cracker Barrel. So in that way, you're welcome.
Can you confirm that you do use Mario Francesco hiring services for that?
With friends like you, who needs enemies? Leave that poor guy alone.
I was sitting at home, not aware of what was going on Facebook. My mom sends a screenshot of you tagged, and it's like, a Cracker Barrel's opening up in Plum. I'm like, okay, why is Jen running Cracker Barrels now? What's going on? I'm like, great, Mom, we'll go there for breakfast sometime. She's out there looking for it. She believes it was real. She's not in on the joke. Hi, Mom.
No, I had another agent call me. I think I might have told Justin about this. Another agent called me probably like 6 months ago and was like, hey, so my client saw your post on Facebook about the Cracker Barrel and Plum. And I was like, there was no post from me on any Cracker Barrels in Plum. Not once.
Well, I'm done harassing you, Jen. I don't know if the rest of us are, but I am done harassing you. And I do want to know, like, are you sticking around for a little while?
Sure.
Help yourself to more wine. That's the best part of this show is that we don't just bring our guests on and just discard them. We make them part of the episode if they're willing, of course. So, Jen, thank you though for joining us. You're a good sport and you have some good information for the community. And you know what? You're one of our show sponsors, so clearly you know a great investment opportunity when you see one. All right, Mike, is it time for Would You Rather?
It absolutely is. Got a good one this week.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm really hopeful Jen gives me a more detailed answer than when I sent her this. She gave me a one-word answer, so hopefully she's thought more about it.
I don't even remember when you sent it. So.
Would you rather live in a mountain cabin with no human contact or a big city studio apartment with no personal space?
Can I ask for clarification, Mike?
Sure.
You mean like no human contact at all? Like I don't go to an office to work. I don't go to the grocery store. I don't go out at all. I'm just there by myself in isolation forever. Or do I just live there out in the middle of nowhere and I can occasionally see people? What's the? Can I just?
Yeah, I think it's your house. You're by yourself. You're by yourself in the middle of the woods. But obviously, you still have to work. You will have human interaction with that kind of stuff, but not physically in the house, in the cabin.
Well, 20 to 30-year-old me would have been in the city, in the studio apartment, access to everything. Not so concerned with space. Getting older now, I'm kind of over people. I'm sure Jen is after being on this episode as well. I'll take the cabin. It's not my style, but I'll take the cabin in the woods where I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I don't have to answer anybody other than when I go to work or see people in that way. And I just have stuff delivered to me as far as food goes. So I still need to have some sort of human interaction, or I think that's isolation that'll kill me quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say 40-year-old Drew is now in the cabin mode and out in the country in the middle of nowhere mode. And I'm content with that. I would not have been that way 5, 10, 15 years ago. Just no way I would have done that. But now I'm cool with that. I'm starting to mellow out and just kind of over people.
Jen, what do you say?
She's sipping wine.
I
Just give her
haven't had a
second.
break since, God, when was Aiden born? 2012. So I'm going to take the cabin in the woods with no human contact. Unless I can have my phone in the apartment. Can we have phones or no?
Yeah.
So
you
I
can
can
have your phone in
scroll
both.
aimlessly on Instagram. And now I'm going to stick with my first answer, cabin in the woods. No kids.
FTK.
That's so gay, isn't it?
We did not edit that way. That really it did. It was delayed reaction. That was not edited to make Jen look silly. It hit her just a couple seconds late.
That's typical with Jen. Way to go, Blondie.
Big Cat, where are you going?
I'm going to the cabin in the woods. I don't know what the benefit of the studio apartment with no personal space would be. Yeah, cabin in the woods. That'd be nice.
We're gonna get
Justin?
too many people in the cabin in the woods.
Oh.
We're not gonna be isolated anymore.
It's not isolated anymore. I think I'd live in a cabin in the woods with you, Andy. I mean, Drew.
I'd live with
Sorry.
you too, little cat, and
Oh, thank you.
listen to you purr.
I'll be your little cat.
Justin, before this goes off the rails,
I
Before.
am not living in the fucking woods. That is white.
Why
people
not?
shit.
There it is.
Fuck
There
that.
it is.
Fuck that.
say that again.
It is white people shit. We don't live in the woods. We don't want to hear that. No, I'm good.
Jeez.
I will be in the city with people around me, and all I have to do is outrun one person. And
Listen,
I'm cool.
Jason ended up in New York, okay? So you're not safe.
And there's millions of people there. I am.
You're
good.
not safe.
You are out in the woods. There's some random ass animals. No, fuck that. I will be in my studio apartment, living my best life. Fuck that woods shit.
So, I'm with Justin on this one. I could do a week in a cabin in the woods. Like I love the outdoors. I love cabins. I'm very much into white people shit. But I am a very social person. I like to be around people. If I get to pick the city, I couldn't live in a studio apartment in Pittsburgh. It's just not. I mean, Pittsburgh's not a big city, but New York City. I've said from the first time I visited there, I could live in New York City in a closet and be happy. Like
I love New York
that
City. I love it too. I do.
I could do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm a people person. I can't not be around people and function. It just wouldn't work for me.
Yeah, we'll hang out, Justin. We don't need personal space.
Exactly. Just got my sneakers and I'm good.
I just wish you were a size 12.
Thank God I'm not.
All right, I wanted to give one more shout out to our sponsors. Thank you to Continental Comb, Tresco Concrete, the Jen Mascaro Real Estate Team, and the Lulo's Pizzeria. Continental Comb Barbershop, a traditional barbershop servicing the area since 1973. Up to date on all the new styles and cuts. Call 412-795-7555 and mention Sour Plums for $5 off any service.
Tresco Concrete, the best concrete products on the market. Ready-mix concrete delivered to your door, guaranteed to get hard or your money back. And as always, their concrete is all natural, no supplements, and always 100% Viagra-free.
The Jen Mascaro team proudly supports the Sour Plums podcast. When it comes to selling your home promptly and at peak value, look no further than the expertise of the Jen Mascaro team. With over a decade of industry experience, we guarantee to guide you seamlessly through the process. For personalized assistance, contact us at 412-607-6318 or email jen.mascaro@cbrealty.com.
Lilulo's Pizzeria, serving up quality food, good grace, and burnt pizza since 2016. Local and woman-owned, located at 415 Unity Center Road in Plum. Call 412-795-1229 and mention Sour Plums for 10% off your order of $10 or more. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Welcome back, everyone. Andy, is it time to drop the grammar hammer?
Yes, Justin, it is time to drop the grammar hammer. I'm actually going to make this a game for you guys tonight a little bit. I'm going to say, it's going to be like a true or false question. There's 4 of us on here, including Jen, not including me, obviously. There's 5, including me. So there's 4 of you. I have 8 commonly misspoken phrases. I'm going to give you a phrase, and you need to tell me if it's the right phrase or the wrong phrase. All right, we'll start with an easy one, and I think probably the easy one should go to Mike. So, Mike.
You're dumb.
Jen knows. Jen already knows. All right. The first one is the correct phrase hunger pains, or is it something different?
Hold on, I'm still catching strays over here, but let me recover from that. I'm going to say that's correct.
That is incorrect.
It is not correct.
The correct phrase is hunger pangs. NGS, pangs.
Pangs. Pangs.
Wow, I gave him the easy one. Oh, shit.
Maybe you should just give him all of them.
So for our fans out there, it's the correct term for being somebody that's getting a little bit of a upset tummy because they're hungry. It's a hunger pangs, not hunger pains. Although people will understand what you're saying, but Mike did go to Penn State.
Whoa.
Drew's making me laugh tonight.
Do some shots.
Big Cat is not going to survive this episode.
All right, Jen.
Gulp.
Is the correct phrase nip it in the bud?
Yes.
Nip it in the bud.
Bud, right?
Yes.
Yeah, not butt.
You
Or
are
is it-
correct. Great job, Jen. Don't second guess yourself. You're 1 for 1. You're beating Mike already.
Like I was wrong. And
I'm going to try to mislead you. That's my goal.
I beat Timothy, but fine.
So, yeah. So those of us who say nip it in the butt, we are incorrect. It's nip it in the bud.
Butt.
All
Are you
right.
saying that's
say
what you
butt?
say, Drew? You say butt, not bud?
I say we plural. Everybody else, not me. No.
Okay,
I
just checking.
certainly say it correctly. Joe.
Just checking.
All
Just
right.
checking.
Ooh, who are we going with here? Justin.
Bring it.
Is the correct phrase one in the same or one and the same?
One and the same.
Very good, Justin. I should give that one to Mike. No way he gets that right. No way he gets that right. All right, Jen and Justin are in the lead. Big Cat, is the correct phrase for all intensive purposes or for all intents and purposes?
Shout out to my mom for this one. It's the second one.
Yes, you're correct. For all intents and purposes. Very good, Big Cat.
I say shout out to my mom because I think she would have said this the first one at some point.
So you learned from her.
I've learned from her
She
mistakes.
also thought I was hiring for Cracker Barrel too. So there's that.
Yeah, she's thought
And now
of
Mama
she's
Cat
thought
is
of
catching strays.
she's thought a lot of other things.
Don't pick Mama Cat on me.
No, she's fine. It's fine.
All right.
No, it's fine.
We're going to go back to Mike for this one. Is the phrase I'm about to say correct or incorrect? Is the phrase statute of limitations?
That is incorrect.
Hey, look at you
Good
go.
job, Mike. What is the correct phrase?
Statute.
Very good. He's familiar with Sandusky's work, so
Got him.
so he knew that one. I should have given it to
Got
somebody
him. You fell right for it.
else. You guys be proud of me. I didn't even plan that ahead of time.
Oh,
That
was
just
so
So well
good.
played.
That was so
I'm
good.
Not, I am not proud of you.
That was so good. Hey, Mike, hit the
was-
showers.
Really, I'm sorry to Mike and all the Penn
We
State fans.
No, he's
apologize.
not.
We
No, he's
apologize.
Not at all.
No, it's
I'm also
not.
Catholic. I used to be. So doing it.
Well,
I
You're
used
you're
to-
getting
getting it from
dog
all
too?
angles.
All right, Jen, let's go 2 for 2 here. Is this a correct phrase when somebody says it? Mute point. You have a mute point.
It's moot.
Oh, Jen for the win.
Whoa.
Good job, Jen. She knows
It's like
more
a
than
cow's
just
point
real
of view.
estate. What?
It's like a cow's point of view. It's moo.
Oh, you're on verbal timeout for 5 minutes. Don't speak
That's
again.
that's come on. That's
Terrible.
from a show.
That
That's
is
from a show.
Terrible.
Which show?
Oh, come on. Friends, Joey said it. He's like, it's like
Oh,
a cow's point of
Friends.
view. It's moo. Oh, go to the next one.
Friends is WPS, I think.
Hashtag facts.
Justin,
I was
here we
watching
go.
Friends earlier today.
Oh.
Case in point.
That was one I
Whatever.
took out. I actually had that, Justin.
Case in point?
Yeah. All right, Justin,
Yes.
Probably watches Martin.
is the correct... Oh, man.
Love that show.
Racial strays. Jeez, Mike. Terrible, Mike.
Wow, you all laughed. What the hell?
It was a nervous laugh.
I'll allow it.
You know, Chandler, Joey, and Ross never dressed up like women on that show. You ever notice that? Like Martin, he'd play a female character every once in a while. He dressed up like a woman.
Was it Shaniqua?
That's close.
Close.
Was that in Living Color?
There wasn't in Living Color, but he's actually
that was
correct.
Wanda.
That which is played by who?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
Bam!
Foxx.
Look at you, big cat. Well done.
Culture.
I'm sorry.
My father introduced me to In Living Color.
There were so many stars on that show. That show was fantastic.
It was.
We're definitely veering off topic. Sorry.
All right.
Shout out to the Wayne brothers.
All right, Justin. Is the correct phrase tongue and cheek or tongue in cheek?
Tongue in cheek.
Very, very right. 2 for 2. All right. You tied Jen for the win. I knew you would, Justin. I knew you would. I know. All right. Here we go. Big cat. Is the correct phrase flush out or flesh out? If you're going to flush out an idea or you're going to flesh out an idea?
Flesh out.
That is correct. Very good, Big Cat.
Thank
Wow. You all went 2 for 2. So,
Not
3
for
winners,
Mike.
one
Except for
loser. One loser tonight. That's Mike D. Mike D with
Story
the
of my
loss.
life.
All right, Mike, is it time for blind rankings or what?
It is absolutely time for blind rankings. I have a fun one tonight. Do you want to explain it to Jen? I
Yeah.
think Jen listens, but some other people didn't listen to the show before.
Jen, so Mike's going to have one main category, and then within that category, he's going to mention 5 individual things inside of that category. We have to rank them blindly without knowing what's next.
Okay.
Let's do it, Mike.
All right. So these are 1 to 5, the most useless things we learned in school. And you're going to tell me which number 1 is the most useless, 5 is the most useful from this list.
So wait. What? 1 is the most useless?
Right. They're all useless, but 5 would be the most useful on the list.
Okay, I got to write that down. Okay,
or
thank you.
least useless.
The least useless. There you go.
Useless is 1, useful is 5. Okay.
First one, how to play the recorder.
Oh, that's completely useless. That's number 1.
Yeah.
That's number 1 easily. Recorder's number 1.
Yeah.
Wait, is there somebody in Justin's house asking for meatloaf? All I hear is Ma.
Meatloaf. The fuck she does up there?
Yeah, recorder is 1. Playing the recorder is useless. Not only that, as a parent now, it's annoying as hell. And yeah, that leaves a stain on it too. So it's number 1. It's the most useless thing we learned in school.
I'm putting it at 3
Oh my
because
god.
if you don't know how to play it, you don't know how useful it is
Could you give us the context in which it would be useful?
for like comedy.
I think
Such
a
as?
slide whistle would be a little bit more useful for that, I think.
Maybe a rusty trombone.
Ooh.
That's wah 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 wah.
I don't think it sounds like that.
Justin.
No, Justin.
Justin
I'm
snorting.
going to put the recorder at 3 because I refuse to put it at 1 because I know Mike's coming with something way worse than that. But the recorder is your introduction into music, and it might be a gateway to another instrument. So I don't think it is as
Yeah, a
useful.
gateway to hell if you have kids.
FTK.
All right. Memorizing. So this is not saying that this actual thing is useless, but memorizing the periodic table.
I'll put that at 3 because it's important for some folks. So it's definitely more useful than the record. Like long term in your life, that could serve you way more than a recorder could. So I'll put that at 3.
Jen?
I'm going to put it at 3 too, just because I don't know who would ever even remember that. And Drew said it, so I'm just going to go with Drew.
That's the best reason I can think of too.
Drew's normally wrong, just so you know.
When?
Big cat.
I'm gonna put it at 4. I never memorized it, so I was too. No, never mind. I was. Yeah. Let me start over with my thought. I'm putting it at 4 because I never memorized it, but I'm sure. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Drew's giving me a look, and it always throws me off when he does that.
How many shots has Big Cat had?
Should have had a bunch on that Penn State joke. That was worth 3 shots, I think.
Justin.
I am putting it at 4 because I do believe it is useful for some. Not most, but it is useful for some. I can think of 2 people that I know that have memorized the periodic table and they still use it to this day.
How to write in cursive. Not read, write in cursive.
Write in cursive? I mean, that's really, I'm going to put that at 2, being pretty useless. At the time, we didn't feel it was useless because we didn't know that essentially we wouldn't be writing in cursive at all anymore, other than our signature. But it's definitely more useful than the recorder because you do need to be able to sign, right? Something and sign important documents. So I'll it's 2. It's where it belongs. I'm liking this list so far.
So let me ask a question on that. When you sign your name, that's just a bunch of scribbles because a lot of people don't write in actual cursive when they sign their name. Like my name is not written in cursive. It's one continuous stroke, but it's not legit cursive.
Pause.
What?
Justin is like a 12-year-old boy. Like,
Oh, please don't edit that out.
he needs to pause because you should stroke.
He said a continuous stroke. What the fuck do you want from me? He tease it up. I'm going to knock it out of the fucking park.
All right, Jen, we're going to you.
I'm gonna put it at a 4, just because I'm signing contracts all day long. Like my cursive is important, but it's so sloppy. But they don't even teach cursive anymore. At least I don't think they do.
Mm-mm.
Do they? No, I don't think so.
No.
See, it's useless.
Big Cat.
5.
Nothing after that. Just 5.
I
no
learned,
reason.
I guess I learned how to write cursive in like 4th grade, and then I didn't use it again through high school. But when I took the SATs, I had to write the last sentence in cursive, like the sentence that says like I'm taking this test. No one else has taken it for me. Has no one else taken the SATs, or was I not actually taking the SATs?
I don't remember a single question.
Drew's looking at me like he doesn't know what I'm talking about. Well, I had to write a sentencing. I'm editing all of this out. This will not be in the podcast. I'm putting writing in.
It's my favorite Big Cat episode.
What was that, Drew? Where am I putting writing in cursive? I'm going to put it at 5. I don't think it's that useful, but it's got to be more useful than 1 or 2.
I'll give you that.
Thanks.
I'm going to get a 5 as well because I use it pretty much every day when I have to sign something. You're going to use it for your entire life, so it was important at some point in time. And you also, if you want to fuck with kids, you write something in cursive. They don't know what the hell it says.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Big Cat. No diddy.
Right. How to use the card catalog system.
Oh, shit.
What's that?
That's how useful that is for you.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Jen.
I got to put it 3 because that's what I got left. Because the card catalog system is.
Okay, first of all, we're on number 4, and you've already used 3.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, shit. I left a gap in my notes. Yeah. Oh, I got to put that at 4. Son of, can I change the rules?
You have 4 and 5 left.
I do know that. I do know that
Okay.
now. Card catalog's at 4 then. Shit.
No, what's a card catalog?
Yeah.
In the library, like when where you like find where a book is.
Oh, I thought we were
No.
talking about a magazine or something. I'm going to put that in
Not very useful to Jen.
No, that's going to be a 1 for Jen.
the least useful.
Jen has
whatever
2
I
and
have.
5 left.
2. That's the useless one, right? Do
Yeah.
those still exist?
I don't. No, they can't.
Yes, they do.
They have to
A
exist.
physical.
Yeah.
Everything's on a computer now. No, you don't look up a card catalog.
They
No.
have to be electronic.
Sour Plum's field trip to the library.
I will check tomorrow
Yeah,
when
I
I'm on
want
campus.
proof of this. Yeah.
Library
proof.
next episode.
I want a picture. Big Cat.
What's the difference between card catalog and Dewey Decimal System?
I think the card catalog uses the Dewey Decimal
Correct.
System to arrange them, but
Correct.
there's no.
Okay,
Mhm.
number 2. That was the deciding factor.
I'm right there with Big Cat. It is also going to be number 2 for me.
I need to start looking at Justin when I speak instead of Drew. Drew's not giving me the vibe I need tonight. Everything I say, he's like this.
That's going to play really well on audio.
All right, last one.
Scrunched up forehead, wrinkly eyebrows, scrunched up little face.
That's better.
He was twitching
Do
his
not
nose
edit
like a
that
little
out.
bunny.
All right, last one. Memorizing the digits past 3.14 for pi.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's number 5 for me. So that's useful?
Way to go, stupid.
Mike, I got to give you credit. I jack you a lot about this stuff, but this was a really good one. It's a really good one. I didn't say I jack him for it. I jack him about it. You know? guys, chill.
What are
you guys drinking tonight? My goodness.
What are you drinking?
Hold on, Justin. Where'd you put the card catalog?
2.
Okay. All right. So Jen, you have pie at 5. Are you good with that?
I guess I have to be right.
Does anyone know the facility that Ingrid checked into?
Who's Ingrid? Is that the lady from the Facebook post?
No,
No.
that's
National anthem.
National anthem from the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, poor her.
All right, Big Cat, you go with number 1?
Yeah.
Great explanation. Justin, are you?
I don't even remember what it was. 3.14?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, I am perfectly fine with me putting it at 1 because it is the most useless thing you could ever remember.
So here, my list is the card catalog at 1 because it's 100% outdated now. I don't believe there's one that's not electronic at this point, that you can't just type the name of the book and they tell you what shelf it's on. 2 is the periodic table. I don't know why you have to memorize the periodic table. We have Google. You don't need to memorize it. Writing cursive, I think, is not useful at all. Reading cursive, I think, is very important because a lot of old documents are written in cursive, so you have to be able to read it. Most signatures are a big scribble, but if it's a legit signature with real cursive, be helpful. Playing the recorder, I put a 4 because if you are musical, I think it is the gateway instrument into more instruments. You learn the recorder because it's easy. I am not musical at all. I broke my kid's recorder because it was awful.
It's terrible.
And then
Pretty sure I said that.
Penny's getting it this year, and Penny is not one to not practice. Penny's going to want to be good at it, and I am going to want to lock Penny's door.
I don't think anybody's
and
going
then
to, no matter how much they practice.
I can play Hot Cross Bun still.
Or
That
can you
I
play
can do.
3 Blind Mice?
I can do that too. Or is it the same song?
It's the same damn song.
The same beat.
So I can play both. And then why do you need past 3.14? There's no reason to ever know those numbers, ever.
No.
Unless you're a mathematician. And I would still be hard pressed for you to give me a good reason why you need to know those numbers.
Mike, this was a really good one. Like I said, this is you did a great job tonight. You did.
Thank you.
Jesus, you did.
Better than that wrestling.
That's what I'm here for.
Way better than that wrestling one. I mean, that's
Jesus.
on a scale of
Go
1 to
watch
5,
Martin.
1 being your best, 1 being your worst. This was your 1. Wrestling was your 5 or 50.
You just don't get me. Wrestling was a good one. I can't give you
Could have been a good
5.
one.
No, listen, I can't give you Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, The Macho Man, and a 5th one I can't think of right now because that's who you're waiting
5,
for.
4, 1, 3, 2. Easy.
Exactly. You know that. You have to rank ones that you're not ready for. Whatever.
Mike, it was adorable that you thought we'd fight over politics. We're fighting over wrestling rankings.
Exactly.
Way more than we fought over politics.
It's way more important than politics, I'll tell you that much.
All right, Mike, do you have any voicemails this week?
People, Plum, it's me, Jim McBride. Long-time listener, first-time caller here. Usually I call and I beat up Drew or Mike about something they said previous week. But this is actually a question for the guest, Jen. As you know, I really started the Cracker Barrel experience, and since then you've really spearheaded it to get to the hiring process and, hopefully reveal where it's going to be. Are people still supposed to email you? Would you prefer them to call? Are you still using Mario Francesco hiring? Like, what is the steps going into Cracker Barrel? Thanks, Jen. Once again, guys, keep up the good work. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Wow.
Yeah.
Full
That's
circle.
a good question. I'm really glad he called in because I've actually changed the phone number that they need to call to apply. So if you guys just get a pen, it's 412 310
Beep, 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 beep.
Shoot me a text, voicemail, give me a call 25,000 fucking times a day. I don't care.
Any time of the day? Any time of the night? Middle of the night, Jen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I love 3 a.m. calls. If you call me at 3 a.m., you're definitely getting hired. That was a great question. I'm so glad he called.
Jen's going to bulldoze Jimmy's house and put a Cracker Barrel on top of it.
First Cracker Barrel with a pool inside, shaped like...
I should have been more prepared and read you guys some of the messages that I got. Because some of these people... But also, if you call that number I just provided...
All right, guys. Do you have any shout-outs before we wrap it up? I have one shout-out. I just want to thank Jen. You were a good sport. We kind of...
Thanks for abusing me.
Hit you over the head with some stuff tonight, but it was fun. Again, you're a great resource for anybody. You're the expert in Plum on real estate, so I'm glad you could at least bring that knowledge here and share it with everyone.
You guys are fun. This is a fun podcast. So thanks for having me and thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you, Jen.
So this past week, I had the pleasure of hosting an event with Jen Dentini. She's running for state senate. So make sure you guys vote for her in November. She's amazing. The event was super fun. We had it at Shooties. I think she had probably about 100 people. Is that about how many were there, Justin?
I'd say so.
Mike blew us off for it because something with his kids.
I sent my mom.
I know.
This is true. And she dropped some knowledge on us that night, too.
She did. She actually told us who was her favorite.
Can you tell us who that was?
Definitely not you.
It was not you.
I'm aware.
It was Mario because you guys literally abuse him. Leave him alone. I feel bad for him.
He embraces it.
All right, Jen. Well, seriously, thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome, guys.
Yeah, we had a great time. Oh, you have a shout out? Let's do it.
I do have a shout out.
Let's hear it.
So before I do my shout out, I would like to do a callback. It is Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg.
There you go.
And the character you were looking for, Big Cat, was Shanae Jenkins.
Oh, why did I say Shaniqua? That sounds...
So for clarification, I wanted to point those two things out. And then my shout out is to Bryce Nabosny. He was selected to the Big 60 Showcase, which is invite only for freshman prospects in the state. It's in Spooky Nook in August. If he performs well in this, he can go on to another showcase in the fall. So shout out to Bryce Nabosny.
Oh, hell yeah. Congratulations to Bryce. Yeah, absolutely. That's big time.
So I have one quick one. I just found out that my daughter Penny actually listens to us, which I didn't even know she had a podcast app. So I want to say hi to her for that. But your softball team has had 2 tournaments this season so far. They are overall 8-1. They won their first tournament, just mowing over everybody. This past weekend, they took second place. They've had one bad inning all season, happened to be the last inning of the championship game, so they took second place in that. But they are off to a phenomenal start.
Well, congratulations to them too. That's awesome. We got a lot. The future of Plum athletics is pretty damn bright, if you ask me. So, all right, guys, thanks for another great show, and thank you for listening to Sour Plums. Like this episode, subscribe to our channel on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcast. Share if you care. We're out.